On a fundamental level, NBA 2K21 is totally fine. It runs at a relatively consistent frame rate, keeps the same great gameplay, and innovates with its nuanced and tricky aiming system. There are times where I'd become deeply immersed in practicing some long shots and finding myself in a sequence of hoop and miss, and there are some stumbles when it comes to server problems, opponent AI, and a few general minor frustrations. But including its improving player spacing and a surprisingly well-written story mode, overall, NBA 2K21 is still a solid simulation of the sport, or to put it simply, one step forward and two steps back. As you can see, NBA 2K21 is next up gorgeous, running at a smooth 60 frames per second and looks significantly better than a few of its predecessors. It's a shame, however, that it keeps the same copy and paste presentation from 2K20. A side-by-side comparison will show how little things have changed over the past year, which is maddening considering that 2K19's presentation was different from 2K20. But if you've played it in recent years, you will notice that it's extremely familiar to 2K20. Thankfully, that means it keeps the same strong gameplay. Of course, the ball physics aren't amazing, but you still have the smart AI and player spacing continues to improve, of course. During my second morning playing, I opted myself to practice perfecting some shots with a new optional shot stick aiming system. It isn't the first game to use this technique, and it's true that there are some rough similarities, but using this one in particular is like actually learning a whole new language. Here you're put to the challenge where you actually aim your shot rather than just time it, while you get that line in the middle of the yellow section in approximately 1 second. That may sound simple, but it can feel a bit like playing meme fighter with one hand while pole dancing with the other. This complexity may give the people who love this franchise an uppercut, but to be honest, I've quite enjoyed just zoning out and practicing the new system. It resets the learning curve and feels tremendously satisfying when you get to hear that swish and the green meter. This year's My Career story, called The Long Shadow, is a surprising new take on basketball storytelling and perhaps the best writing the franchise has seen in recent years. The story follows along Junior, a football lover who plays basketball in the shadow of his deceased father. The story is also taken up a notch when it comes to its charming characters and not to mention exceptional voice acting. The rest of the My Career is pretty solid if you can avoid its obscene microtransactions, but the best part about it is its neighborhood set in Venice Beach. The courts and buildings around look great with vibrant colors in the background and plenty of stuff to do. But its servers suffer from a few mishaps. While playing on PS4, there's a crashing issue while entering another building or going through a door, walk-in enclosure, etc. It's not that surprising when it comes to legacy issues. Near the end of each quarter, players will decide to throw the ball for the hoop no matter how far away it is, like it definitely goes in. Another issue being players like LeBron James slowing down briefly for seemingly no reason when he goes past the center of the court. Thankfully, that's rarely a problem. This has been an issue for several years, but its AI still stands out as a decent challenge to overcome. Despite its technical issues, NBA 2K21 is another example of recreating basketball in some of the best ways possible, and in addition, breathes even more realism by adding its aiming system. Whether it's at home or on the road, you'll feel the thrill of the NBA even though it's in a game. But because of its technical issues and AI stumbles, this could have been an amazing basketball game. It's about time we could ask for better. Thanks for watching. For more of our videos, have a look at what we thought of Ant-Boy Revenge of the Red Fury or PvPets. But for everything else, stay with Gambo Games.